Hello guys and girls, and welcome to AFT, Advanced Falcon Trader. Now I'm sure you're super excited to get into the content, but before you do, I want to set some ground rules and essentially give you the best possible process for you to get the most out of it so you can benefit from the refinement. Now you might be thinking, why AFT? Why Advanced Falcon Trader? Well, we have to understand what really is being an advanced trader. Essentially, it is mastering the basics. When a trader understands the most simple things and they can execute on them flawlessly, they can add these additional things to accelerate their returns. But if you have missing gaps, missing foundations, and you build your strategy on weak foundations, then you'll always sink eventually. So those that have built strong foundations, they're going to be adding this in nicely. So again, your focus to be an advanced trader is firstly understanding the most simple things, but doing them flawlessly. Those are the traders that win longer term. Those are the ones that actually build sustainable profits and can quit their job and actually make this a full-time income. Now, for those of you that have been in Falcon for a while will know how long I've been testing this for, but if you're hearing this for the first time, 1.5 years, it's not a joke, 1.5 years I tested this, not just on small capital, on 6 figures, right? I wanted to incrementally scale this up. I started smaller and worked my way up and eventually moving into full capital. So this is not something that I took lightly. This is something that I originally started actually from missed trades and so on. Realized, right, high time frame structure is really good. We always have an abundance of entries anyway, but there were ones that slipped through the debt. And I noticed by ASRing deeply and going back through my old trades, there were elements that I could improve on there and realize, right, there's a recurring theme, a recurring pattern where we can alter the stop loss a little bit in certain scenarios. So this refinement is about where and when to use it. It's not just about just using it, which is what you're going to see in the content, very hyper focused and concentrated where and when you need to use it. There's going to be more parts to the content that's going to be coming out. We're going to focus on one of the most simple areas to use it. That alone is going to give you phenomenal returns if you really understand it. So I've got some exercises for you. Everything is going to be laid out, but I'm super excited. Remember, when you're tweaking a strategy and you're trying to essentially improve it, the goal is not to just improve for the sake of improving. Remember, this started from actually ASR, like real numbers, looking at, right, I could actually refine this. This makes sense. How can I now knowledge transfer this to the community so they can scale up and move up to higher figures and do it in a sustainable and sensible way? That's the one part that you need to focus on. But the reality is, you need to have it so it's systemized, so you know exactly where to use it. And this is why I was very thorough. I took my time with it because I wanted to make sure you guys and girls can execute on that in a very simple way, something that you can replicate, something you will be confident to actually do in the first place. So I genuinely cannot wait for you to just be knowing this like the back of your hand, becoming unconsciously competent at using the refinement. So know there's going to be more content that's going to be coming out, but from what I've seen already, because we tested this in the live sessions in FX Live, of course, as you can imagine, because it's a live market, we're probably going to see more and more of these opportunities in a live environment to execute on. However, from the guys and girls that, in my opinion, have a very limited understanding because the content's just come out, they're already doing phenomenal. So I can only imagine 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, where you will be in your trading. Think about the future. Think about the growth of where we are going. 6 figures, 7 figures. It's going to be a walk in the park for many of you, but only if you actually layer your trading in the appropriate way. So follow the instructions. Pay attention to the small details. Attention to detail is key. If you do not follow the details that I explain, it's going to be very easy for you to overtrade, overuse it. So focus on the details that I tell you. Take it step by step. Don't rush it, and I promise you, your results will increase. You'll see break-evens turn into wins. You'll see minus 1% losses turn into break-evens, and you'll see your winners run for longer. So management might be slightly trickier. However, I've got it covered, and it's a good position to be in. You know, when you're running a decent amount of profit and you're wondering where to manage the trade, you'd rather be in that position. So I've got all of that figured out so you know exactly how to deal with it. And I'm just genuinely over the moon. It's time for you to get stuck into this content. Now, I know some of you might be at a stage where you may not be ready for this right now, but you've got that to focus on. It gives you something to focus on to say, right, let me go and get the basics done first, and then I'm going to layer this in nicely. For those of you that are in a position that you're on the brink of consistency, or you already are consistent, this is literally going to scale you up. And our priority is this. We just want to see as many of you possible scale up to 6 and 7 figures and beyond. Quit your job, leave the 9 to 5, do whatever you are passionate about doing, and see you scale up. This for me is one of the biggest things that I've ever done in such a long period of time. I took my time with it for a very good reason, because I'm very thorough, because I care about this and I want to make sure that you guys and girls smash this out the park. So time to get stuck into the content, pay attention to the small details, and you will thrive.